Did it look like it as well, or did it just feel like it? Okay. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for another video in our Back to Basics series. Today we're going to be tackling the old question of, are clips or flat pedals better? And while we typically don't like to say that there's a end-all be-all answer for everybody, we are going to have some fun today. A little rut track challenge, hill climb, a little bit of racing, and going to see the pros and cons of flat and clipless pedals so that you guys can make a better decision about what's right for you, or if you're ready to try the other platform. So let's hit the dirt and have some fun. So we've had a lot of riders over the years ask us if flats are better or clipless pedals are better. In everything, right, there is a pro and a con. And hopefully through the course of this video, we'll be able to, one, test and verify for ourselves, but also show you guys a difference on a stopwatch, as well as our, perceived experiences where each of these pedals shine. So today we've got some HT Talons, as well as some HT T2s mounted up to our Fazari LaSalle Peak. And essentially what we're gonna try to do is have a couple of different timed stages. We thought about which ways we could show the performance gains and drawbacks for each pedal platform. Obviously, when it comes to clipless pedals, there are major undeniable claims, right? Pedaling efficiency, pedaling power, reduction of fatigue, foot security. When it comes to being attached to the bike, from efficiency to control, the clipless pedals reign supreme. Now, the downside to that is being attached to the bike can create some psychological drawbacks, loose conditions, soft conditions, really muddy spots where maybe you want that little mental security blanket of being able to have your foot pop out or put it down at any given moment. That is undeniable. If your brain isn't thinking about, I'm clipped in, this is scary, you'll be able to ride faster. Challenge number one will be the rut track. Let's get into it. So here's the start. Drop down into a flat, loose right-hand corner. That's a bit tricky with the speed you got, so we'll see. Flat pedals, I predict, are gonna have the advantage here. I think the fact that I intentionally chose to run the flat pedals first should tell a lot about the comfort and peace of mind flat pedals give. As you saw in that first right-hand corner, we haven't ridden here for a while, so the rut is gone. It's flat and loose. I wanted to have that security, and that's why I went for the flats first. Put down a pretty quick time, actually. Even with blowing a couple of corners, I think that was about 15 seconds. .5. I think we're hovering in that 14 mark, so mental edge with flats is there for sure. Purple, purple. First lap was 13.9. Well, shoot. I was more timid coming into this right because of that mental block, but I could tell instantly with the 2 or 3 pedal strokes I got from there to that tabletop, whatever you lose in the corners, you gain in the straights. "14 seconds again. I'm able to get about the same time, but I'm working harder with the clipless pedals to get that time because I'm a little bit slower in these particular corners. But if this was extended instead of, 15 seconds, and this was like 3 minutes of this particular type of terrain, which is, kind of unique, I would not be as fast because of so many corners being linked up, and I would have to work harder to keep the speed up between those corners. So our next challenge, I think, is going to be rather efficient and give us 3 things to examine. I'm gonna start at a fixed point, not very far back, which is going to give us an acceleration test. From there, I'm gonna approach and hit this angled slab rock. There's a little bit of a gap and then another large rock. So along with the acceleration test head to head, what this I think will do a good job showcasing is the ability to get the back tire up and over an obstacle, and the difference in techniques and efficiency between flat and clipless pedals. And while this is, I think, pretty emblematic of a technical climb move where you've got shelves and techie steps, the actual feature itself, I think, is very representative of what I do and a lot of riders do on downhills. If they see little rocks and roots and obstacles, it's really easy to just kind of unweight and just kind of pick up that back end. Whereas if you have flat pedals, you really have to either do that like that ice cream scoop motion and use a lot more arms to pick the bike up rather than just getting kind of lazy and just picking your feet up and micro pumping everything. So, oh boy. A lot of effort. I mean, I could feel the muscles strain outside of the forearm up into the shoulders. Oh. My arms and shoulders definitely are working hard to compensate for the lack of pull I can get with my feet. So I'm really having to pick the bike up more at the front and really throw it forward. Obviously, you know, it's doable. I'm making it over, but if I had to do that, 50 times on a ride, I'm gonna be real tired. And I think it's gonna be a big difference and a lot less effort on the clipless pedal. So we'll try that next and see how it does. I think you guys probably saw the difference there. I accelerated quicker, even with the extra time it took to clip in. And the big thing I noticed as I rounded that corner, I was like, oh, I'm gonna give one more pedal stroke, because I just felt so confident in where my feet were. They were secured, not moving. So I gave one more pedal. I didn't have to pull very hard at all. Like none of that arm shoulder issue that I had on the flat pedals. And I felt like I went so much higher and got so much farther. Two minutes and 4 seconds. Apparently I'm not in racing shape. Let's see how efficient the clipless pedals are. Uh, 1:39. I was expecting maybe 10, 12 seconds. That was a lot bigger of a gap. I was just able to get more power. I was able to bunny hop rocks and inside lines on some of the downside stuff, which helped me get my momentum up. I've definitely probably put in at least 5 to 7 seconds, maybe 10 on each of the climbs, which has probably got me to that 20+ gap. Hopefully you guys had fun coming along with us as we put flat and clipless pedals to the test. I guess the big takeaway for me to you guys would be experiment, get well versed and competent in both, because I think there are places, terrain, and scenarios where you will be better off and you will appreciate the traits of both. And I think for flat pedal riders, if you've never gone clipless, you're gonna tip over, you're gonna fall down, it's okay. We all have done it and still occasionally do it. So don't worry, just practice a whole bunch out in the street, and then once you start getting that cleat tension a little bit tighter, you can start picking it up. I think you're gonna be really excited and stoked with your speed, the strength, perceived strength that you have over the bike, and how much more confidently you can ride. Thanks again, guys, for watching. We appreciate you. Thanks to HD Pedals for sending us out a couple of pedals to put on our Fazari. And don't forget to subscribe, leave any comments or thoughts down below, and we'll see you in the next video.